Everybody wants to be great until they see what greatness demands. You say you're grinding, but are you? You say you're tired, but tired of what? You haven't even scratched the surface of your potential. You want to grow? Work harder, not sometimes. Not when it's convenient, every damn day. Most of you are chasing results without respecting the suffering. You want the body, the mindset, the money, but you're allergic to pressure. You show up, but you don't lock in. You think being busy means being effective. It doesn't. You think you gave everything, but the truth is, you gave just enough to say you tried. You've never truly emptied the tank. You've never stood in front of that mirror, dripping sweat, broken down and said, "This is the real me." You think you've earned a break because you worked hard yesterday. That's not how this works. The standard resets every single day. This is about motivation. This is about discipline. The kind of discipline that shows up when your body's aching, when your mind is doubting, when the world doesn't care. You work harder, not for applause, not for likes, not for validation, but because you know damn well that comfort is your enemy. Mediocrity, it loves lazy habits. You want to win? Outwork everyone. Not with noise, with results, with scars, with discipline, with silence. You've got more to give, more to fight for, more to prove to yourself. So stop looking for shortcuts. Stop tapping out when it hurts. Stop lying about how hard you're going. Look yourself in the mirror and say aloud, "I need to work harder," and get back to war. Boom. You wake up, go through the motions, check off a few boxes and convince yourself you're doing enough. But deep down, you know the truth. You're not pushing, you're pacing. You're not improving, you're maintaining. You've turned progress into a performance, not a pursuit. You hit the gym, but you avoid the pain. You set goals, but you don't chase them with urgency. You're operating in a comfort zone, dressing it up like growth. But getting by and getting better are not the same. One keeps you stagnant with a fake sense of accomplishment. The other forces you into the fire, into the uncomfortable, the painful, the unknown, because that's where real change is forged. Most people never break through because they're addicted to doing just enough. Enough to not feel guilty, enough to say they tried, but not enough to actually evolve. If you want to break the cycle, you have to start calling yourself out. No more hiding behind effort that feels safe. You need to start measuring yourself by the standard of truth, not comfort. The real question isn't, did I show up? It's, did I suffer? Did I sweat? Did I push so hard I doubted myself but kept going anyway? That's the bar. That's how you get better. Getting by is a mindset that pretends to be disciplined but cracks under real pressure. Getting better means putting yourself in situations where failure is possible, where fear shows up, where excuses scream, and still choosing to go further. So stop aiming for average with a work ethic that looks productive but stays safe. If you're not stretching your limits, you're just rehearsing mediocrity. And if you're okay with that, don't call it hard work, call it what it is, survival, not progress. And survival never made anyone great. You know, you hit the gym harder when the camera's on. You talk tougher when the crowd's listening. You go all in, but only when someone's there to validate it. That's not work, that's performance. That's ego in disguise. You grind loud in public, but quiet down in private. And that's the difference between real and fake discipline. What you do when no one's looking. Anybody can push when the spotlight's on, when the likes are flowing, when people are clapping. It's easy. But what about when it's dark? When it's just you and the pain, and there's no one there to notice? Do you still push at 4 a.m. when there's no audience? Do you still hold the standard when there's no applause? If not, your effort is rented, not owned. Your fire is for show. And rented effort gets evicted the second adversity comes knocking. True savages, though they're grinding in the dark, they don't need recognition to validate the mission. They hold the same intensity, same standard, same hunger, whether it's a packed stadium or an empty room. Because they're not working for credit, they're working for change. If your drive disappears when the eyes disappeared, you were never driven. You were addicted to being seen, not addicted to becoming better. Want to rise? Want to dominate? Start falling in love with the work no one sees, because that's the work that matters most. That's the work that lasts. Success isn't built on the surface. It's built in silence, when nobody's watching, when no one's impressed, when it's just you versus the voice that says, take it easy, no one will know. You want to be different? Then show up when it doesn't count to them, because that's when it counts the most to you. You say you gave it your all, but did you? Or did you just give enough to feel tired, not enough to be transformed? Most people lie to themselves every day about how hard they're working. They confuse movement with progress, exhaustion with effort. You do one hard thing and act like you climb Everest. You hit one workout, one long day, and convince yourself you've earned the right to coast. But deep down, you know the truth. You're playing the game safe. You tap out the moment it starts to burn. You stop when things get inconvenient, not when they're over. And every time you lie about how hard you're going, you kill the part of you that knows what you're capable of. You dull your edge. You poison your potential. You're not tired. You're undisciplined. You're not overworked. You're undercommitted. You've been operating at 40%, but telling yourself it's 100. The mirror doesn't lie, but your mind will if you let it. That's why most people never level up. They're too busy justifying average effort, convincing themselves that struggle equals sacrifice. But here's the truth. Real effort feels like war. It leaves you broken, drenched, mentally spent, and still standing. It doesn't ask for applause, it demands accountability. If you really want to grow, you got to strip away the lies. Call yourself out when you're half-stepping. Demand more when you feel like you've done enough. Because that feeling that I can't go anymore, that's the gateway to greatness. But you've got to stop lying to yourself to ever reach it. Look at your day, your training, your life, and ask, did I truly give everything I had? Did I empty the tank, or did I just make it look like I did? If the answer is no, there's only one thing left to do. Shut your mouth, get up, and work harder. Your breast earns you a pause. That's the trap. That's the voice inside your head's been holding you back your whole life. The one that celebrates too early, that wants to rest in the middle of the storm. You haven't finished the race, but you're already patting yourself on the back. You haven't earned a damn thing yet. One hard week doesn't fix a decade of excuses. One good workout doesn't undo years of slacking. But your mind, your soft, comfort-seeking mind, loves to throw you a party for doing the bare minimum. It wants to make mediocrity feel like success. And if you're not ruthless with yourself, you'll fall for it. You'll slow down. You'll let off the gas. And before you know it, you'll be stuck again, sitting in a puddle of your own potential, wondering why nothing ever changes. You want to know the truth? The best don't take breaks. They schedule suffering. They don't wait to feel tired. They expect it. They train for it. They live in it because they understand something most people never will. Comfort is a drug, and the second you start craving it, you lose your edge. You won't take your foot off the gas because you're tired. You take it off because you're not obsessed enough. This isn't about punishment. It's about preparation. Life's going to hit you harder than any workout, any job, any goal. If you train your mind to expect rewards after every little win, you'll never build the resilience to survive the real storms. So no, you haven't earned a break. You've earned another rep, another lap, another day of going harder. Earn your rest with results, not excuses. Because if you're always chasing ease, you'll never catch excellence. Stay locked in. The work isn't done. It's just getting started.